Not long to wait now. Your graduation celebration will begin in 10 minutes. In the event of needing to evacuate the arena, please follow the instructions given by our security staff. Not long to wait now. Your graduation celebration will begin in 5 minutes. Welcome to the event. Please remember to social distance. Not long to wait now. Your graduation celebration will begin in 2 minutes. Please wear your face mask if you are unable to maintain social distance.
I have the greatest pleasure to declare this ceremony open.
A very warm welcome to all of you as we meet to celebrate the achievements of our students who are graduating this summer. And a warm welcome also to all of you who are joining us online from around the world. My name is Richard Black. I'm head of the College of Social Sciences, and I want to say, first of all, congratulations to all of our graduands. You made it. Give yourselves a round of applause. Now, this is not a normal degree ceremony, but then these are not normal times. The global pandemic has impacted all of our lives in ways that we could never have imagined only 18 months ago. You have adapted, you have persevered, you've shown more resilience, ingenuity and tenacity than any graduating cohort before you. We're proud of you that you've dealt with all of this and achieved your degrees. Graduations are a defining moment in the university's calendar, and in the years to come, you will see your graduation as a defining moment in your lives. That's why it matters that we're holding this celebration on campus. Even better, we've managed to contrive to have it right in front of the Muirhead Tower, where you've spent much of the last 3 to 4 years of your life. The events and activities we are hosting today demonstrate the value we place on you and your achievements. Whether you're graduating with an undergraduate, postgraduate or research degree, we hope that you will enjoy this opportunity to be reunited with each other, to share your successes with friends and family, to put on your robes and recognize and reflect on your achievements. This may not be an ordinary graduation ceremony, but this has not been an ordinary year. During the pandemic, the university community has stepped up and played its part in the nation's response to the crisis. Our researchers have developed new tests to detect COVID, new medical interventions for those suffering from it, and have contributed to the understanding of the disease and its social, economic, and political impacts so we might better deal with it. You have all played a part, from social distancing and self-isolating, through to supporting vulnerable members of the community in Selly Oak, distributing food and medicine to those most in need, and volunteering in hospitals and helping neighbours. You are extraordinary people, and we're here to celebrate your achievements. You came to the University of Birmingham because you wanted to come to a great place of learning, you wanted to test yourselves, you wanted to equip yourselves for the next phase of your life. Your experience will not have been what you were expecting, but you stand here today having overcome all the barriers and having achieved your goals. While you have studied with us, you have enriched our community, made new friends, and explored new horizons. As you graduate this summer, you graduate as an enriched person, someone of high achievement, someone who has tested themselves and succeeded. So these degree celebrations in the Green Heart are a first for the university. But then this is a university of firsts. This was the first UK campus university, the first to have a medical school and to allow women to take medical degrees. It was the first to teach social work, the first to create a women's hall of residence. More recently, we were the first university to open a university secondary school and the first this year to establish a Pillar 2 testing laboratory for COVID-19. Perhaps this represents a first for you. Let me particularly congratulate those of you who are the first in your families to graduate. I myself am from the first generation of my family to go to university, and some 30 years on, I know the difference that it's made for myself and my family. Today is most of all a day to tell stories, the individual stories of each of you, the students of all ages, backgrounds, and nationalities who animate this great university. Each of you represent an individual chapter written into the history of the university. Each of you will have your own unique and personal story of what it has taken for you to get here and the challenges that you have faced and overcome. So tell those stories to each other, to your family, friends, and classmates. At the end of the day, what is a university without its students? Each of you can feel extraordinarily proud of what you have accomplished. I hope you'll be proud too that you have graduated from our School of Social Policy and the College of Social Sciences. The pandemic we have experienced, and indeed are still experiencing, is not just about viruses, lateral flow tests, and vaccines. It's had profound effects on society, on mental health, on household finances, on poverty and inequality. Don't let anyone tell you that the social sciences are somehow less important than our STEM disciplines. While our medical colleagues have been testing the efficacy of vaccines, our Health Service Management Centre has been shaping how we do online consultations with GPs or monitor our oxygen levels at home. And this might not be the best recommendation, but 2/3 of our current cabinet studied for a social science degree at university. The skills and knowledge that you have mastered here are in demand, and they will remain so. Today marks the end of one kind of relationship with the university and the start of a new one. Today you will become members of a distinguished family, a family with over 300,000 members in more than 170 countries around the world, the alumni of the University of Birmingham. Our alumni engage in an astonishing array of projects and professions, and we look forward to hearing about your own professional achievements and successes in the years to come. Do please stay in touch and tell us what you are up to. You and those who are with you have many reasons to be proud today. We share in that pride, and in that spirit of pride and of accomplishment, I will now hand over to the head of school, Professor Anthea Hucklesby, to continue this celebration event. Thank you.
Chancellor, graduands, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I announce the prizes for the School of Social Policy. But first, I'd like to congratulate all our graduands and wish you every success for the future. As you know, the mission of our school is not only to understand the world, but also to change it. By successfully completing your degrees, you are exceptionally well qualified to do this. And as society moves beyond the pandemic, it needs people like you to make that difference. We look forward to hearing about your successes. Our first prize is the Criminology Final Year Prize, which is awarded to the student with the highest overall mark in the final year of our criminology degree. That prize goes to Charlotte Liner. The Public Policy Undergraduate Prize is awarded to the student with the highest overall marks in a public policy degree and is awarded this year to Hannah Still. The Sociology Final Year Prize is awarded to the student with the highest overall marks in the final year of our sociology degree. This prize goes to Eleanor Knox. Our final prize is awarded to the student with the highest mark for a dissertation across the Department of Social Policy, Sociology and Criminology. This year, this prize is shared between Charlotte Liner for her dissertation, Looked After Children and Pathways into Offending, examining the care crime trajectory through a general strain theory lens. And to George Penner for his dissertation, What measures can be implemented to reduce the environmental impact of dairy farming? Very well done to all our prize winners. This concludes the prizes for the School of Social Policy, and is now my great pleasure to introduce our student representative, Karishna Meehan.
Good afternoon, graduating class of 2021, family, friends and faculty. I'm delighted we could all be here today to celebrate our academic success. To be honest, when first writing this speech, I had no idea what I would say or what I would talk about. The past 3 years have flown by, and for me, there's not a single memory or anecdote I could share with you all today. There wasn't a single one that stood out or that I thought was appropriate enough. The main advice I was given was to talk about the University of Birmingham experience. But at the time, I didn't really know what this meant, let alone have the ability to talk about it for the next 5 minutes. So in an attempt to understand and possibly not make this speech all about me, I reached out to those of you who I knew would be attending today and asked you one simple question. What has made your University of Birmingham experience special? I had a mixed bag of answers. Some of you said Old Joe, one of the most iconic features of the campus. Others of you, unsurprisingly, mentioned Serco and Fab, which I know I'm going to miss. But what resonated with me the most and what I thought was the most genuine was those who talked about the community we have here. Those of you who talked about the new friends you've made and how you're going to treasure those memories forever. It became clear to me that the University of Birmingham experience is about so much more than getting a degree. The University of Birmingham experience is about being part of a tight-knit community and meeting so many new people. I feel incredibly fortunate to have met so many brilliant people. And from the long-standing tradition of pub golf to travelling to Madrid, I've shared some amazing memories with some of you. Despite its reputation, university is not always easy. It takes a lot of hard work, as those of you before me know. I don't believe that you can do it alone, but whenever I've needed help and support, I've been surrounded by those who are willing to give it. Even with this speech, I was taken aback by how many of my friends and family were willing to take time out to read it over and give me advice. Or when wishing to drop out within my first year, the reason I managed to stay on was the support I received from the faculty, as well as those within the PPE community, for all of which I'm forever grateful. So what I'd really like to do is take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the university, not only for equipping me with a degree that's allowing me to move on to the next chapter of my life, but for welcoming me into your amazing community, allowing me to make so many new friends and memories I'll always treasure. I hope that those of you here feel the same way. I would also like to take a moment to congratulate all of the class of 2021. Not only have you managed to complete your degree, which is an exceptional achievement, you've managed to do this, and apologies for the cliche I'm about to use, in the most strangest and testing of times. It shows incredible tenacity and resilience, for which all of you should be endlessly proud. I wish you all success and happiness in whatever you choose to do from here, whether it's a traditional path or not so traditional. You've all worked really hard and deserve it. Congratulations again, and thank you for listening.
I'm Karan Villamoria, proud to be the 7th Chancellor in the 120-year history of this university. So you work that out. Some of my predecessors stayed for a long time. Anthony Eden, the Prime Minister, was Chancellor for 27 years. I can assure you I'm not going to stay for anywhere near that time, much as I love and cherish this job. Before I go any further, Karishma, wow, what a speech. You know, we are celebrating. Normally, we would have a degree congregation in the Great Hall. But you've heard, these are different times. So we've adapted. And the sort of words that stand out to me in this pandemic are resilience, compassion, collaboration, community, and adapting. And this is what we're doing, adapting and having this. And you've got the whole campus to yourselves for the whole of this day. Make the most of it, and welcome. This is a very special institution. And I hate platitudes, by the way, so I believe in facts. We are one of the top universities in this country. Fact. We're a Russell Group university, always ranked one of the top in the country. We're one of the top 100 universities in the world year after year. Fact. We've got 11 Nobel Prize winners. Fact. So be proud. Be proud that you're graduating from the University of Birmingham, a British university. And British universities, along with American universities, are the best in the world, by far. There are more world leaders, as we speak, from British and American universities than any other countries in the world, by far. So be proud of it. And you've heard from Karishma just now that one of the things when she surveyed all of you and said, what mattered from this time when you were here, it was the friendships that you made, the experiences that you had. So why am I Chancellor of this wonderful, wonderful institution? Well, there are many reasons, but there is one very special reason. On the way here, I phoned my 85-year-old mother in India. And she said, what are you doing? Where are you? And I said, well, I'm on my way to Birmingham. And although I couldn't see her, I could visualize her eyes lighting up. Because the moment you mention the word, the city, the university, Birmingham to her, her eyes light up. Why? Because she graduated from here in history of art and English in the 1950s. And she said, give my love to Birmingham. And her father, my grandfather, graduated from here in commerce in 1931. And without telling, my great-grandfather learned how to fly and then joined the Royal Indian Air Force and served all the way through to the end of the Second World War. And my mother's brother graduated from this university and got a PhD in engineering. And here I am, third generation, so proud and so lucky and so fortunate to be Chancellor of this amazing institution. So these things are generation long. As Richard said in his opening speech, Professor Black, the alumni, that we have around the world. And if I may joke, this is very much, you're graduating today, so fantastic, well done, congratulations. But this is Hotel California. You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave. And I mean that in a very serious note, because you are now permanently members of the Birmingham family. 300,000 around the world. I can count on one hand the countries in the world that do not have Birmingham alumni. So you'll always have a Birmingham friend wherever you go. Now, if I were addressing an American university, and I'm an alumnus of an American university, the day after I became an alumnus, I received an email asking me for money. We're not as blunt as that, but please do donate. And again, I mean that sincerely, in that the chances are that every one of you will succeed. You will all be leaders. Karishma has already secured a training contract at a Magic Circle law firm in London. I mean, that's as good as it gets. And the statistics of this university are that the vast, vast majority, and when I say the vast majority, I'm talking well over 85% of our graduates get jobs either before they graduate or very soon after. So you haven't got a job, you're going to get one. To the prize winners, wow, well done to all of you. And I congratulate every one of you on graduating. The prize winners, fabulous what you've done, because what you do inspires all of us. And my motto in the House of Lords, I've been in the House of Lords 15 years, my motto, which I admit I took from my great-grandfather, is to aspire and achieve. And what you do when you win prizes, we celebrate with you, but your winning is an inspiration to others, and that inspiration creates aspiration, and that aspiration creates achievement, and that achievement creates inspiration, and it's a virtuous circle. So a huge round of applause to the prize winners. Put your hands up, please, the prize winners. Oh, I want to see some hands up. Can I see some hands up? You're too modest. Ah, there we are. Well done. You'll also notice that there are some of you wearing your gowns with red on them, and those are our PhD graduates, our doctorate graduates. So the doctors over here, huge round of applause. And here's a really important point that Karishma made in her speech. You've all achieved this through your own efforts. No running away from that. And I've been through it. I've graduated from a few universities. So anyway, I know what it's like. It's fantastic. It's hard work. There's no shortcut to it. But you couldn't have done it on your own. Your wonderful faculty, your teachers, your family and your friends who are surrounding here, you wouldn't have done it without them. And I can assure you, every one of you who's graduating, this is one of the most special, memorable days in your life, but it is also one of the most special, memorable days of every one of your family and friends here. So let's give them huge, huge round of applause. And we heard from Professor Huckersby about the motto of your particular department, and that is to understand the world, but also to change it. And Mahatma Gandhi, so many favorite sayings of Mahatma Gandhi is, but be the change that you want to be in the world. You know, again, in Karishma's speech, Professor Black's speech, what a year this has been. Now, in the House of Lords, 15 years that I've been there, until this pandemic, you couldn't vote. For 800 years this has been going on. You couldn't vote whether you were sick, whether you were ill, whether you had a bereavement. There were no excuses. If you were not in that corridor within 8 minutes of the bell ringing, physically lining up in that corridor, you couldn't vote. That's what it was like for all these centuries. What happened? We adapted, and now we vote on our phones, electronically. Even if you're sitting in the chamber, if you're one of the few that are allowed to be in the chamber, you vote electronically. So look at that change that's happened. Look at how we've adapted amazingly. Now, I could say, and you could say, oh, look what I missed out on in this last year. I didn't hear one complaint in that speech, But you could complain, very rightly so, saying, look, I missed out on this whole year. I could have had face-to-face classes, and I could have been with my friends, and I could have done this activity, and I could have played that, and I couldn't do it. I've been president of the CBI, the Confederation of British Industry, which is a huge honor, the biggest preeminent business organization in this country. And I could say I've missed out. I'm halfway through. By the way, my business is Cobra Beer, and I'm a glass half full person. Yeah, I could say halfway through my tenure, oh, it's been terrible. I haven't been able to go around the country. I haven't been able to go to factories. I haven't been able to meet the businesses. I've missed out on all those international visits and meeting heads of state around the world, and I've missed out. No, I'm lucky. I'm fortunate to have been president of the CBI in this time of crisis, in this time of history, where I could make a difference and try and help our economy, our businesses, our institutions like this institution, which is a member of the CBI. I am truly fortunate to have been in that position, and you are truly fortunate to be the COVID graduates. You will tell your family, your children, your grandchildren, years from now, look what I endured, and in spite of everything, I made it and I graduated. So be proud of what you've achieved, all the more because of the circumstances. Now, I meant to give you lots of advice. I've given you some advice. One bit of advice, your leaders. I can guarantee every one of you is going to be a leader. My father was a senior general and commanded 350,000 people. I learned a lot from him. I just written a tribute to my father. And lots of his sort of sayings, and have an efficient team, but have a happy and an efficient team. And then one of his sayings was, the true test of leadership is not in the good times, it's in times of adversity. So there you are. That's what you've just done. The other thing is, one of my favorite sayings is, good judgment comes from experience, and experience comes from bad judgment. So I guarantee you will make mistakes. I guarantee you will make mistakes. Don't be scared. Make the mistakes. Learn from them. Grow from them. And I've nearly lost my business 3 times, and I've survived, luckily, through 3. And 3 things that got me through. 1, a strong brand. Birmingham University, what a strong brand you're going to have behind you for the rest of your lives. 2, a strong team and family supporting you. My wife, who I met 1 year after I started Cobra Beer, has been by my side these 3 decades. Without her support, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you now. So strong team and family support. And the third thing is always, always right values and integrity. It is better to fail doing the right thing than to succeed doing the wrong thing. Brand, team, values, and you can get through any crisis in the years ahead. And finally, motto, per ardua et alta. How many of you know the motto of this university? Well, if you don't, you know it now. These mottos are there, but they're not cliched, they're real, and it means through hard work to greater heights. So no shortcut to those hard works, as I've said earlier. Keep going. Right, more advice? Last couple. The last couple. I go back to the beginning. You're never going to leave here. In the same way, you think you finished and you graduated and that's it, your studies are behind you, no more learning. Keep learning. Keep being curious. Keep being thirsty for knowledge. You have come out of this university having learnt, but you've also come out as better human beings. And the next saying of Mahatma Gandhi's that I absolutely love, and I leave you with this. Live as if you're going to die tomorrow. Learn as if you're going to live forever. So never stop learning. Oh, I've got one more thing I've got to do as Chancellor, and that's to wish you good luck. And the best definition of luck I've ever heard was at an American university. Luck is when determination meets opportunity. If you're not determined, you will not even see the opportunity. I picture it as waves going past me in life. And if you're determined, you might just catch one of those waves. If you're not determined, those waves will just keep going past you all your life. So get lucky, good luck, congratulations, and all the very best. I now declare this ceremony closed. you.